Well, right now, hey, shalom to the hopeful elect out there. First and foremost, let me start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders out of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and mercy into the hopeful elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. It's the brother Ayat coming back at you through the Spirit, pushing this word into you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the children of Israel, also known as the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into it, man, and I'm just thinking out loud as I'm reading the book of Judges, which reminds me of the movie 300 in a sense. As I read, I'll explain a little bit more, because, let me just get into it. This is Judges, the 7th chapter, and this is verse 1, because when you go into the book of Judges, going to the first chapter, it talks about how the Heavenly Father sent judges to basically judge Israel and to actually, to save them from the captivities. Because, I'm reading on chapter 7 right now, but I just remember that the book of Judges where many of times the Heavenly Father has sent someone to come save us. I think the last video I spoke on, I think it was Ehud. I think he was a Benjamite to save us, and then prior to that, it was I forgot the other name, but after we were saved, the Savior that He sent after He passed away, we fell back into our old ways, basically, of being rebellious, and so this is no different right here. Then the Heavenly Father has sent Gideon, to save us, but his name is known also as Jerubbaal. So it says then Jerubbaal. It's like it. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Herod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh in the valley. So these are the Midianites who held us captive. I think that's right after Ehud had passed away, and so I was going into who the Midianites were. So I was doing a couple of Google searches in a sense, and it was basically going into Midian is one of the sons of Abraham. Because it's I think I forgot how many boys he had. It said it right here. I forgot. Okay, yeah, he had 6 sons by Keturah, right? So which was one of his wives, not Sarah. Then there was Sarah, and what's the next wife? She was the bondwoman. It said it under here. Salakia. Oh, Hagar. So Sarah, Hagar, then you had Keturah, right? So the Median is one of the sons of Keturah, basically. And I was looking a little into that, and who dwelled basically in the northwest of Arabian Peninsula. So I was linking it to like maybe one of these Arab nations, basically, in a sense. So, so going into the Midianites, who held us captive, right? Verse 2, and the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me. And that's heavy right there. It makes you think through the spirit of what's going on today, because, the remnant that's waking up in this last time is just it's a small remnant, which scriptures shall refer to them as having a very small sanctuary, man, right? And that goes also too because, our people we outnumber these heathens, man. Israel is as the sand of the sea, and I see a lot of our people today still talking like, oh, we can overcome and we outnumber them, and things of that nature, which yeah, you do outnumber the heathens, but that's not logically because these heathens, is going to Esau, the so-called white man off top, and he has F-35, he has bombs, he has chemical warfare. He got all type of aspects. You know, he can just drop one bomb on a damn state, and no matter how many you people outnumber him, you know, he has one. We can drop one bomb on you, and that'll be it. You see, so it's not wise for our people to even be thinking, oh, just because we outnumber the heathens, that we can take them. You know, the Heavenly Father that told you back in Genesis that he had blessed Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He had blessed them with the sword. You see, so you know, it just goes into the history. So anyway, I'm gonna get back into it. So yeah, the Heavenly Father was saying it's too many of you Israelites to give the Midianites into our hand, because our people will think that you know, by our own might we have did it. You see, verse 3, it says, now therefore go to and proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. So, you know, we're basically, this is referencing, Gideon. This is basically via the Heavenly Father is only looking for soldiers, you know, soldiers that are not scared, you know, not scared of what? You have to think about that. That's a spiritual aspect of having faith, man. You see? Because in this time, that remnant that's not going to be scared is based on faith. It's not. They're not scared because, you know, we have our own weaponry. We have our own, you know, secret military. You know, no, nothing of that. It's not fair. Not scared because we know what is written in the scriptures. You know, we know that scriptures talk about one of you shall chase 1,000 and things of that nature. You know, we believe in that. You know, we believe about the mighty men of Israel. And going into Samson, which is that's in Judges as well, but just going into how the Heavenly Father was dealing with those particular men and was with them, you know, and the Heavenly Father delivers the enemies into our hands. It's not of us, you know. So that remnant has that understanding, you know, rather than the multitude of our people that are thinking on the carnal aspect of what they can do. You see. Anyways, it says, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead, and there returned of the people 22,000, and there remained 10,000. Wow, so 22,000 departed, man, and then there remained 10,000. See, so 10,000 people. If you go on, let me see if I have that. Yeah, I'll just get into it. Yeah, because this is okay. Out of that 10,000, this is what the Heavenly Father had told him. So verse 5, it says, so he brought down the people unto the water, and the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that bowed down upon his knees to drink. So Heavenly Father is telling Gideon to pay attention to how the people would drink the water, man, the men, right? Verse 6, and the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men, but all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. So out of that 10,000, you know, we're talking about 300 men that had the characteristics of what a soldier would be doing. You know, you have to think about that. So just when you're watching like a lion or a dog, you know, that's drinking water, right? So let me make sure I got that part, because I wanted to make sure it's understood. So like, yeah, 1 second. Okay, yeah. So 300 men that lappeth the water up like a dog, basically, and the other rest just bow down to their knees to drink the water. So when you think of an animal that's lapping up the water with his tongue, when he's doing that, when you think about a lion, when he's doing that, his eyes are able to look up, so he's still able to be circumspect, you know, engage, you know, and you know. When you see that regarding like the lion kingdom and the animal kingdom in a sense, you know, he's still at watch. You see what I'm saying? So that's just a characteristic of what a soldier would be doing. going into us today, man, that hopeful elect right there, the remnant, are on their watch. They're watching for the signs and times. They're measuring the times. They know that they're behind enemy lines in a sense. And this is the same way because we're Heavenly Father sending Gideon in the small host to go and overtake the Midianites. Verse 7, and the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lappeth will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go, every man unto his place. Right? So that's even today, man. So that remnant reminds me of the movie 300, man. That when Leonidas said, "Hey, what's your profession?" And they did that hoorah chant basically. Meaning, hey, our profession is being warriors, man. In the sense, it says in the rest of the out of the 10,000, you had 300. So the rest, he sent them back into their place, man. Israel is known as Jacob, known as a plain man dwelling in tents. So like the rest of our people, like I'm gonna go chill out, go back to whatever they're doing, right? Verse 12, and the Midianites and the Amalekites. I have to bring that up because I'm talking about the Midianites as being a part of like one of those Arab nations, basically. But you see who's there as well. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for the multitude, and their camels were without number, as the sand by the seaside for the multitude. I just wanted to point that out, man. That you got Esau right there too. So not only the Heavenly Father is talking about delivering these these Arabs into our hand, which he did, because you going down. Gideon was let me see if I can grab that really quick. It says in verse 15, it says, and it was so when Gideon heard the telling of the dream and the interpretation thereof, that he worshipped and returned into the host of Israel and said, arise, for the Lord hath delivered into your hand the host of Midian. So the dream goes into verse 13 right here, and it just goes into the dream that it says, and when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow. So Gideon heard the dream that the man was telling to his fellow. And the dream breakdown of the breakdown of the dream was Israel. Basically of Israel taking down Midian, basically, man. It says right here in verse 14, and his fellow answered and said, this is the breakdown, this is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel, for into his hand hath the Most High delivered Midian and all the hosts. So that breakdown of the dream was a vision of us taking down the hosts. And once Gideon heard that, he was like, okay, that's all I need to hear. He went back to his host of people and let them know, okay, let's go do this. So the Heavenly Father delivered these Midianites into our hand, right? It says, and verse 20, and the three companies blew the trumpets, because he split the 300 soldiers into three companies, man. And the three companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left hands, and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal. And they cried, this is what they cried, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. So, man, they're crying out that they are the sword of the Lord, right? And of Gideon, man, which is that's what we desire to be, going into the sword of the Lord, going into what Jeremiah 51:20. It says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy the kingdoms. You see, so these are references for us to to build more confidence and things of that nature, man. You see, the Heavenly Father delivered those Midianites into the hands of our forefathers. In a sense, it's the same. And those men, they wanted to be they wanted and are battle axes, weapons of war, man. It said they chanted out the sword of the Lord, right? We want to be that battle axe, man. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider, right? And oh man, we want this so bad. We think of the movie Hancock, man. You know, he's running through all type of stuff in that movie. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. Gotta bring that out too, man. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I'll go to 26. And it says, I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And that goes into all you churches and you in the flock that's going into those churches, man. So it's important to come out of those churches as well for our people that are not being taught the understanding in those churches. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers, man. We want to take all these niggas down, man. The host, the second, third, and command everybody, man. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, right? Starting off with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he is a destroying mountain, man. His government is a government of destruction, saith the Lord, which destroys all the earth. They do, man. They destroy all the earth, man. It's obvious, man. They're hated upon the whole earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. That destroying mountain is going to be a burnt mountain. He's going to roll down off the rocks. You have to visualize that. Visualize a big mountain, something getting rolled off a mountain. You know how many times you're going to be hitting your body on the nooks and crevices of the mountain. Body, it's about time you land, bones everywhere, shatter, man. That's what he's gonna do to these heathens, man. You see, and it says, but he's gonna do that by the hand of his people Israel, man, which is that battle axe, right? And I'll leave it at this, verse 25. And they took two princes of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeb, and they slew Oreb upon the rock of Oreb, and Zeb they slew at the winepress of Zeb, and pursued Midian, and brought the heads of Oreb and Zeb to Gideon on the other side of Jordan. You see? So, that when you strive to be a soldier for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, going into the battle axis of the Heavenly Father, it's off with their heads, man. You see? So again, man, Lord willing to edify, man. Just want to push, more inspiration to our people, letting that remnant know, man. The Heavenly Father is going to deliver these heathens into our hand again, and it's going to be off with their heads. You know what I mean? Yeah, but just remember, the point also was those men that lapped up the water. You see, those men that are still keeping their eyes on the times and keeping their eyes open to what's going on. You see. I'll leave it at that. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakodash. Until next time, Shalom.